Hello, my name is Tom Stiles, and this is Tom's Radio Show, number 402, and this is like the fifth or sixth take. The first three or four, it's early in the morning, and I have a sinus infection, and my sinuses are driving me nuts, and I kept coughing, so I had to start over 3 or 4 times, and then I got going. I finally got my throat cleared, and about halfway through it, the phone rings. And it's a friend of mine who's in the hospital right now, so I stopped my show and talked to him. He asked me to come see him, so okay. So anyway, I had mentioned this book in a previous show and showed a few things out of it, and said that I would do a review of this book. And what this is a series of books. This is the 18th edition. And it's called Hints and Kinks, and this is a column that appears in the magazine QST, which is a magazine for amateur radio hobbyists and shortwave listening hobbyists. And this particular column gives you all kinds of little hints and kinks of how to improve your equipment, your Radio Shack, not to be associated with Radio Shack, and kind of get things done. So I had a huge collection of QST magazines. I had 200 or 300 issues. That magazine goes back a long ways, and it just took up too much room. And this is one of the columns that I really enjoyed, and so I was glad to see that these books were available. I've had several of them. Matter of fact, I have around here someplace one of the original versions, which was only about 3/4 this size, and it was black and red and white cover, no graphics at all. And I still have all the ones that I had. I didn't get rid of any of those, but it's a nice collage of all those articles from previous magazine. Now here I couldn't find my old Hints&Kinks magazine, but I did find an old issue of the QST magazine devoted entirely to amateur radio and shortwave listeners. And this one was published in June 1928 for 25 cents. Now I didn't buy this originally. I found this at a ham fest. As a matter of fact, I found several of them. This is just one of them. And this goes back way before there was a Hints&Kinks article. So there's no Hints&Kinks article in this magazine, in this issue. So that's a little history. Now we'll go on to the we'll start in the back here. And I'm not going to go through everything, of course. You can get these used from Amazon. I've got some in my Amazon store. You can get them from other used book sellers directly. Like there's several used book sellers that I order from directly because they might not have a book I want on Amazon. I typically order them through Amazon. And I think I got this book for $4 shipping and $2 for it, so it cost me $6. And this particular magazine, this particular book, which is a collection of magazine articles, is in very good shape. It has one little crease here, but there's no writing inside. There's no crinkled pages. It's in very good shape. So these are available. Now we'll go through it briefly and just touch on a couple of chapters. Here's chapter 11, which is on my favorite subject, interference in your Radio Shack. Not to be associated with Radio Shack. Of course, in this office, I have a lot of RF interfaces. I have a lot of interference, especially when my phone rings. Oh, besides that, because I got 6 computers on. They're doing different things simultaneously. this computer right here, which is next to my radios, is my webcam computer. And I have lights on, of which I don't know what happened to my lights, but all of a sudden I'm getting a yellow tint. What's that all about? I don't know. Never fails. Something goes wrong. And anyway, I have see, lights on. I have a modem on, and chargers for various electronics. It's just a noisy environment. So anyway, this section, which is the last section, talks about how to eliminate those things. So that's handy. The next section is around your shack. It's hints and kinks of things you can do around your shack to make it more efficient. You know, like I talked about, if I can find it again, yeah, these little guys here, which are these little power adapters to get your wall warts away from your power strip so you can get more of them connected to your single power strip. And then here's an article where a gentleman got a tool chest and used it to set up his radio equipment. That's kind of cool. And here's the beginning of the chapter, and I hope this shows up. This is showing you how to bring your coax cable into your Radio Shack so that you won't get any water coming in from the rain or your sprinkler system. And then the next section, which is about 40 pages, is on antenna systems. And there's a lot of useful information about, you know, improving antennas that you've got, making simple antennas for shortwave listening. I showed you, where was it? I showed you one of the articles. Where did it go? You never can find things when you want to. Ah, there it is. Here's a little article about a simple dipole antenna you can build that you can put in your backpack to take it with you when you go camping, or you go to a park, or go sit on a mountain so you can get better reception. And I got a couple of questions from one subscriber that his reception is poor. Well, it turns out he lives in California in a valley with some hills, big hills around him. So yeah, his shortwave reception is going to be affected by those hills, and so he could take an antenna like that, go up the hill with his radio and get some good reception. So, the next chapter is on construction and maintenance. You know, building little things for your shack. And here's an interesting picture. This is an amplifier that the gentleman or lady mounted in a file cabinet. And one advantage, of course, having it out of sight, is, in addition to that, it provides a metal shield around the amplifier. So that's kind of cool. So these books are just loaded with information. Here's something I find quite useful, which is what they call a third hand for holding components when you're trying to solder them together. I use this quite often when I'm making coax cables and putting connectors on. I need that third hand. Mine has, in addition to the two alligator clips to hold things, it has a magnifying glass to help me see better. Unfortunately, I need it. And here's another adapter, power adapter. I have one of these, not this particular one, that lets you extend from one source. In this case, it's got 5 power connectors, so you can hook up your wall warts and stuff like that. These are typically about $30 though. They're not cheap because, like for instance, mine has a surge protector circuit in it, which is actually just a single component, but that's in there to help things. So we'll jump along here and see. This section is a pretty good section too. It's on mobile and portable stations, and it talks about providing power to your portable station, making again some antennas, simple antennas, when you're going to listen remotely, from, like I say, from a park or a hill or something. One place I wish I had it. Oh, you're kidding me. The phone's ringing. Jesus. Okay, this time we're going to let the phone recorder pick up the phone, because I don't want to start over. So it'll take a few rings before it does that. Okay. So anyway, that's kind of the book. I got this one, like I said, I got this used off of Amazon for $6, including shipping. There's a whole series. This is number 18. This is this covers, as I mentioned, maybe in this video, but maybe it was in one of my previous trials. This particular one covers January 2005 to December 2011 of QST magazines. So it extract those articles from those QST magazines and put them in this book. So that's the show for today. If you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. That tells me, let's see, got my camera up there. Thumbs up. That tells me I'm providing you shows of interest. And I'm coming up, I got another book in the mail. I've been wanting to get this for some time, and it finally went on sale. Again, it's used. I got it from Amazon, used for, I think I paid $2 for this plus $4 shipping. And that is Two-Way Radios and Scanners for Dummies. I didn't really, when these first come out, these for dummy books, I really didn't like them. But when I get into something that's brand new to me, these are good starting points. So I'm going to go over this book in one of the future shows. So that's the show for today. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry for the interruptions. I'll have to return that call pretty soon. Bye-bye.